And you're gonna, just so you know, you're gonna.
Welcome to Meet the Author. Today I have with me Patrick Dewar. We go way back, but I'm happy to be interviewing him in his new book, Strength-Based Marketing. Patrick, how are you doing today?
Adele, it's always an honor to work with you in any capacity I can. You've been such a superstar in my life. I've seen you go so far in just the last few years. It's been amazing to see all the things that you're doing. I'm honored. Thank you so much.
Well, I have to say thank you to you too as well. To my listening audience, I have to let you know that Patrick is my coach. Awesome, awesome. I started doing breakthroughs. I can't tell you the number of breakthroughs. But today we're going to talk about Patrick's book. So, Patrick, can you tell our listening audience a little bit about yourself? And then let's dive into talking about your new book.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of funny. When I was 40, I took a little assessment, and it was a kind of a internal gifts test. And it wasn't very long. It was like 7 questions. It was, are you someone who works with your hands or speaks with your mouth? Do you tend to research things until you're confident, or do you fly by the seat of your pants? Do you get frustrated with red tape and delay, or do you tend to adapt to most any? I mean, those kind of questions. And in that test, it came back and it said that teaching was my internal motivational gift. And honestly, Adele, I looked at that and I kind of chuckled inside and I said, no way. I'm not smart enough to teach. I don't know what they're talking. What? This is wrong. And the reason was because when I was 18, my first day in college, they welcomed me like this. Mr. Dewar, do you realize that 99% of all of the rest of the freshmen enrolled are placed above you? Are you sure you would rather go to a junior college first and make sure that college is even your cup of tea? And all I could think was, wow, I've never been called an idiot so proficiently in all my life. And so all I could think next was, I'll send you an invitation to my graduation. Now, the reason I mention that is that at that moment, I had a purpose to prove her wrong. And I almost proved her right. At the end of my sophomore year, I did get on a dean's list. It wasn't the right one. I had a 1.99, and the dean said, if you don't pull it out next semester, Pat, you're going home. That summer, I kind of cracked the code of learning how to read faster, remember more, remember whatever I wanted. And so the next semester, I went back and I went from a 1.99 to a 3.25. I never had to worry about my grades again. And a couple of years later, I got my BS degree. Woo-hoo! Yeah. Yeah, it's not all BS, Adele. But when I got out, I never wanted to be called an idiot again. And so I studied accelerated learning for the next 20 years. Getting my reading rate really high, remember whatever I wanted. And what was so funny is that at 40, I'm seeing teaching is my gift. And what's still playing in the back of my head is 99% of you're an idiot. And I went, that's just a limiting belief. And you know what you do with limiting beliefs? You confront them with the truth. But you have to confront them with the adult truth, the 40-year-old's truth, not the 18-year-old's truth.
Correct.
You see, the truth, the adult truth, is that I'd learned how to read fast, remember whatever I wanted. Maybe I'm not so stupid. And then I said, if this gift is in me, then let me start offering it. Adele, within 6 months, my life had changed so much because I dove into my strength, the epicenter where I derive energy, that I was invited to speak at a 3-day event on how to process pain rather than run from it, how to find your purpose and your passion, and walk into it. And I started teaching that 13 times a year for the next 10 years. When along the way, I found that changing lives, because I would get done with one of those 3-day events and I'd be just, my mind would be just blowing away. I couldn't sleep. I was so excited because I watched lives change over and over again. I took that gift and I continued to stay marketing myself using the gift of teaching. It landed me on things like I got to work with Zig Ziglar as one of his speakers back in 2005. I got to work with Dan Kennedy and Bill Glazier and so many other incredible people. I got to get a contract with one of my clients. Actually sends me all over the country, all 50 states, to teach leadership and communication skills, marketing, things of that nature. And it is kind of weird, but yes, they did need my class taught in Hawaii. And someone had to do it. I said I would take one for the team. It did not suck getting paid to go to Hawaii. But anyways, my point is that when someone understands their strength, then the marketing tools behind it should all be kind of tied to that gifting. And the book is designed around the tools. But one of the things that I always encourage people to do is get the test. And it's so easy. I mean, they could email me and get the test, or IM me on Facebook. And it's so easy to go through it and then look back in your life and see, how has this actually created so much of my life? Because all of us, if we understand our passion and we can attach our profession, then we can create any destiny that we want, and we can do what we love to do and send an invoice. And that's where the book is. So much of it is just the tools. What do you do? Action steps. But if you want the test, they can always contact me for that. But that's where what I'm so excited about right now is with, we're in the middle of the kind of the breakout of COVID-19, just to totally date this. And, everybody's beginning to come out of the lockdown. There's a lot of hurting people out there. And I'm a firm believer, hurt people hurt people. And we're seeing it. And I'm so sorry, and it deeply saddens me when I see that the anger and the frustration that people are having from being cooped up and then being offended. And my heart goes out to all the souls that have been affected by it, and I encourage that they begin to release that, because it's long-term destruction is not going to build this country.
No, it's not.
Unforgiveness is not going to build this country. It's moving past it and saying, let's do better. I think most people in America actually have a heart to do good, and things are changing. Not fast enough, but they are changing.
They are changing. And one of the things that I want people to look at, so I'm glad that you brought that up, is the fact that when we do come out of this pandemic, is to look at the now. Where are you now? So are you prepared to come out of this? And I'm glad that you mentioned the fact about hurting people hurt people, because there are so many hurting people, and like you, my heart goes out to them. But at the same time, they need to take this time to heal and look at where they're going.
Absolutely. You've got an opportunity to grow and heal. But then, information with implementation, it creates transformation.
Absolutely.
But information without implementation is a waste of time.
It's a waste
because
of time.
yeah,
You're
because
absolutely right.
knowledge, Adele, you know this, knowledge is not power, it's applied knowledge. One of the things I love about you, Adele, is that you're an absolute implementer.
Oh, thank
Working with you
you.
has been one of the highlights of my career in this, because just about everything I said, you went done. I went, dang, it's done. And folks, that I just go follow Adele's lead, implement. You get the book, you can get it on Amazon. I know you even have a picture of the book if you want to show your screen. I know we'd set that up. Would that be okay?
Yes, yes. Let's show it so that everybody can see a copy of your book and get an idea what the book looks like. Patrick, while they're looking at the book, can you tell our listening audience where they can go, your website? I know you're on Facebook. They can follow you on Facebook. I'm going to give it back over to you.
Okay, thanks so much. Actually, the way you get a hold of the book is just go to Amazon.com, strength-based marketing, and then look for Pat Dewar, and you need to remember how to spell that, Dougher. If you want to get a hold of me, you can go to strength-based marketing on Facebook. I have a private group, and you can join the group. And if you join the group, I'll give you access to my content website. It's Dewar and then 10. It's like 10K, DOER 10K businessstrategies.com. But if you go to there, then I'll send you the test if you ask for it on how to find your internal gifts. And I all the material in there, I'm asking the people to share ideas of what people can do right now to take yourself out of, relaunch your business or what you're doing out of this COVID-19 lockdown. And some of the keys it's hey, look at the clients that you do have and look for the orphans. Contact all of your clients and say, how are you doing? And I mean, sincerely, no selling on the first call when you get back to the office. How are you doing? How's your family doing? Hey, I just wanted to let you know we're here. As you begin to reopen up, let us know what we can do. In fact, I would love to know what are 3 things that you need as you reopen your business. And I'm not talking about from me. Some people just need somebody to come in and kind of help straighten the place up. Some people are looking for new partners to like vendors, because some people are gone. I mean, companies like Enterprise and some of these other, they're gone. Well, how many companies have literally gone out of business during this time? And so I would look for ways to be a benefit to them. And Adele, if you want to switch your screen off, just to reiterate this, when you're reaching out to folks, it's who can you introduce to them that would help them as well. And why? Well, yeah, there's an old adage about give and it'll be given, or maybe it's
the
reciprocity.
Law of reciprocity, yes.
Law of reciprocity. And you're also showing that you really care. I heard it said just yesterday, a reminder of something Zig used to say, that no one really cares how much you know until they know how much you care.
Exactly.
And we do business with people that we know, like, and trust. Well, one of the greatest ways to show that you're trustworthy is to find out what they love and need and appreciate, and find ways to bring it to them. And so in this hour, and when you look into the book, it's like what joint venture partners, the JVs, people that can cross market. Goodness gracious, look at what Adele's doing for me right now. I intend to have her on my podcast, Cross Marketing. What are things that you have gained from this time alone? And what new insights and new services, new needs that people have. I mean, 6 months ago, no one would have thought selling bandanas out of the back of your pickup truck from 6 feet away. Okay. Maybe it's putting bandanas on Facebook and mailing them to people would have been a successful business. And yet I know many people have made a fair amount of money.
Just doing that. You're absolutely right.
It's the old find, need, and fill it. Yeah. But look for the strategic partners. I mean, when you look at your top 20% of your clients, the people that have probably given you 80% of your income in the last year, have you ever looked downstream to see, look into their business and say, who are the companies that feed them? Maybe there's a CPA, maybe there's a attorney, maybe there's a coach or a trainer or some other service that is essentially a vendor for them. Well, don't you think if they're a vendor for that client that you already have, that they're a vendor for other clients that you need to know?
Exactly. I love this, Patrick. I'm like, I could listen to you all day long. But I will tell you, if you're listening and watching the author, please go buy his book, Strength-Based Marketing. In addition to that, follow him on Facebook. Can you tell our listening audience again what your Facebook page is?
The Facebook page that is the group page is the Strength-Based Marketing. And it says relaunching COVID-19 as my mug up there. It was the best one the post office had of me. No, it was. It's a group that's growing real rapidly. I literally just sent out a few invitations, some key people that I know, and they're a good group. But if you join, I encourage you to, if you have an idea of something that's working for you, to share it. This is what I'm doing to grow my business and relaunch.
But it's not just growing your business, but it's helping other people grow their business.
They can always, once they join the group, IM me and just say, hey, what was that test? If they want an autographed copy, let me know. I usually sell the autographed copies with like $20, and I do sign them and number them from me. And then also, I'll typically give additional resources emailed as well as mailed. I'll mail this stuff out to you, and usually get other things.
Well, I want to have you in one of my classes. Just listening to you, I want to bring you in on one of my classes.
Thanks.
So we'll talk offline about that. I want to tell you thank you for joining me on Meet the Author today. It's been such a pleasure just having you.
It's my pleasure always, Adele. You're such a blessing to me, such a great promoter in every area. I told you that for years. You're just an absolute genius at promoting people, and so thank you for all you do. Well,
thank you. And I took that I'm a promoter and ran with it just because you said it.
It's true.
So I want to end today's session, and I'm going to tell you Thank you guys for tuning in to Meet the Author and look forward to our next session on Meet the Author.